Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's guest speaker, Mr. Nick Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. First of all, you have to excuse me if I seem a little bit lost tonight because I'm, like many of you, suffering from a flu, and I'm on NyQuil, and those graphics are really freaking me out on NyQuil. It's like regular graphics and then NyQuil graphics. Whoa! Karma asked me to come here tonight to speak to the cast, and I know a lot of you are here tonight. Where's the cast at tonight by round of applause? Okay, great. 3 of you managed to show up sober. Okay. Great. So Karma called me, and I was really excited because as a person who produces and puts together a live show 5 days a week, a 4.5-hour live show no less, I thought, wouldn't it be great to come somewhere and not have to do a show and sit back and be entertained by somebody else's performance. And then he told me I had to talk for 20 minutes with no commercial breaks. And I had to dress up. But I thought I would, this works out pretty well. I was at Hoover Elementary earlier today, 2nd grade. And we get asked to do those speeches all the time, so this is a little bit of that speech, and I think a lot of what's on here applies to the cast in here, so I'm just going to kind of go over some of this stuff here. Reading is important. Vegetables are good for you. You know, there's a lot of other stuff on here. There's stuff about not hitting girls because it's not cool. It's Santa, and I'm going to wing it, I guess. I'm sorry. Thank you. Well, here we are. Once upon a time, a group of boys and girls who all had the same dream to be on a TV show got together, and one of them was audacious enough to suggest, why don't we make our own? And that's why we're here tonight. This is the beginning of a dream for not just Karma, but for all these cast members that are in our audience tonight. People always ask me, what do you have to do to be on the radio? I get the question a lot. What do you have to do to be on the radio? What do you have to do to host a morning show? See, hosting a morning show is a lot different than being on the radio. I think, if you work in the middle of the day, you put the microphone up and you say, that was Joey Crack and the West Side Boys with I Want to Crunkety Crunk Your Crunk, and that's pretty much it. But to do a morning show is to do a show. It's to do what Jay Leno and David Letterman and Regis and Kelly and Karma and the crew here do 5 days a week. And when you're done with one show, you celebrate for 5 minutes and go, what are we going to do tomorrow? It's not Saturday Night Live, but it's Monday Morning Live, and Tuesday Morning Live, and Wednesday Morning Live, and Thursday, every day, every week of the year. So they ask me, what do you need to do a successful radio show? And I always use this analogy. It's real easy. I tell them, you don't have to know a lot about music. I know you would think you would, but you don't. You don't have to know that Beyonce's middle name is Giselle, or that Janet Jackson will hang up on you if you ask about her brother, or that, which she will, or that 50 Cent is allergic to kumquats, or anything like that. What you do need, ultimately, is that gene. You need the performance gene. And every one of you in here tonight, who is a cast member or a performer, have it. You know you have it. And here's the reason, and the way I tell people, I say this. They say, what do you need to do to be on a radio? And I say, there are 2 types of people in the world. There's a type of people where if you put a camera in their face, they go like this. And then there's the type of people, if you put a camera in their face, they go like this. The people that you're about to see tonight are those type of people. They're performers. They have that gene. Parents, you saw it when they were this big. Brothers and sisters saw it, schoolmates saw it. Roommates probably see it too much. But it's the same gene. It's the same gene that makes a Sharissa Wiggins dance, and a Jonathan Bradford sing and play, and a Michael Ryan do whatever the hell it is that he does. I really don't know. Put on women's clothing. I don't think they know either. So, I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. It's a place where, thank you, dreams like that are made. When I was a little kid, my dad took me to a place on West Grand River Boulevard that many of you are familiar with. It's a little house, and it's the home and the birthplace of Motown Records. When I was a kid, growing up, it was imperative to my father that Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, The Miracles, the Four Tops, The Temptations, these were the songs, the artists that I grew up on, and it was hammered into me, the influence and significance. And when I was a boy, he took me to the Motown Museum, which is still standing, the same house. It's not big. If you've ever been to Memphis and seen Sun Studios, it's kind of similar to that. It's a small house, and you walk in, and you stand in this room, and there are mic stands just like these, and tiles, the same tiles that were there, and a little window where you could see producers would stand. And you're standing here, and the tour guide will tell you, this is the room where Diana Ross and the Supremes recorded Baby Love. This is the room where the Jackson 5 recorded I'll Be There. This is the room where Marvin Gaye recorded What's Going On. And it's an awesome feeling. It's really breathtaking. And it just kind of makes you stand and go, wow, you're in the middle of history. And that leads us to tonight. That's kind of like a dream beginning. And what we have here tonight is a dream beginning too, for your sons and your daughters and your classmates and your fellow performers and your very nervous executive producer. This is their dream. I read a book about Saturday Night Live because I'm really addicted to that show, and they said that back in 1976, when they first started, Dan Aykroyd said, you know, we weren't trying to change the world, we just like to perform, and if worst came to worst, we knew if we put Belushi on stage in a giant samurai outfit, people would laugh. That was it. It worked for about 30-something years, still going today. We don't know where this dream is going to go, but I think it's safe to say that all the cast members, the producers, the directors, and everybody who came here tonight, the families, should foster that dream. Parents, nurture that dream. Don't ever forget that John Mayer's first audience was his mom and his dad. Don't ever forget that Beyonce's first choreographer was her mother. Don't ever forget that. Nurture this dream, because dreaming out loud, like these guys are tonight, can take you to some pretty awesome places. I've seen it. I see it in my studio every time I sit down with an interview with a Janet Jackson or a Jay-Z or a Jamie Foxx. Grammy winners, Academy Award winners, they all start the same way. Only you guys have an advantage because you're organized. Somewhat. So, once again to the cast and to Karma who invited me here. I think Karma asked me here thinking this was out of my way, or it would be a privilege if you come speak here to our cast and inspire them. I say it's my privilege, and I say that I'm really the one who should be feeling honored for you inviting me here tonight. So I want to say thanks to you for inviting me here tonight, and thanks to Karma for inviting me tonight. I can't wait to see the first episode. I hope you're excited about it too. We're just minutes away, so hang tight. In just a few minutes, we're going to start the first episode. In the meantime, thanks for inviting me tonight. Thank you.